Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sedona International Film Festival 2020. I'm Tanya June Moore. I want to thank our sponsors, the Sedona Advertising Agency, Broadcast Rentals, and the Sedona Rouge for being our sponsors of the media room here so we can bring these great interviews to you live. Please stay tuned in. And one of my very favorites is here for the last, 5 or 6 years. I met you when you first came. This is Dale Griffith-Stamos, and you've grown as a filmmaker, as a script writer, as a producer, a director. Thank you for being here again at the Sedona International Film Festival.
Oh, thank you. It is so nice to be here at one of my all-time favorite film festivals, I'm telling you.
What is it that you like about the Sedona Film Festival?
Well, I'm telling you that this festival, other festivals have to live up to this festival. This festival treats their filmmakers like gold. The warmth of the community is amazing. The level of films is amazing. Patrick, who runs this festival, is amazing.
Yes.
It's and then we've made friends with so many people here that the fact that this is my 5th year here and that I've been able to come back again and again with short films has been such a gift. It's blissful being here.
Your newest film, how did it feel to get another acceptance into the festival and know that once again, these audiences are going to get to see a little bit more of you?
Again, to be able to screen here is just such a treat. And, you never know if you're going to get accepted again. And so this is my 5th film to be accepted here. And to just know that I was coming back and to be able to screen again to the very appreciative
Now, have you
Sedona
had a screening
audience. No, we're screening today.
Today, okay.
Today at 1 o'clock.
At Harkins? Is it Harkins?
Yes, at Harkins, and we are in sort of an interesting group because it's not a program of shorts. It's a combination of 2 short films, one that's somewhat longer than mine. Mine's about 14 minutes. There's another one that is about 19 minutes. And then there is the documentary Fram, which is 55 minutes. So none of them are really super long pieces. So they grouped us together. There are some similarities and some dissimilarities between the 3 pieces, but I will say that I also watched the trailer for In Time, which is the other one, as part of ours, and it looks just wonderful.
Yeah, well, you're in a very illustrious crowd this year. Let's watch the trailer for Entwined, because I want to get everybody on board with us.
Okay.
I want to say, I feel like I need to say, I'm sorry, Joe.
For what?
You would have held out.
We were just kids.
I never stopped loving you, Joe.
Joe. High school Joe?
You told him about me?
That's okay, I get it. First love and all that. And that whole black and white thing, that couldn't have been easy, huh?
What are you beating yourself up for?
We walked right past each other. We didn't even say hello. Oh my God.
What's your inspiration for this one?
It was funny because I always know with each of my films the moment that I found that kernel to write something. And for this one, strangely enough, I'm not finding that exact kernel, But I will say that my best friend for 30 years now, before my son was born, is an African-American man, somewhat older than myself. And he was, at the time I was beginning to write this, dating a white woman. And I think that's probably where the idea germinated. He's an actor as well, and I offered him this role first because he was instrumental. He even read the first drafts of the script, because when you're writing about the African American experience, you know, you really sort of need to run it past someone who has that experience.
Yes.
And David really was that person for me. David, if you happen to see this, I love you. At any rate, so he for some reason, I don't know exactly what, he said no, and also he also knew that I had a connection to Michael Dorn, and I think he stepped aside for that, because Michael Dorn, who's in the film, for anyone who likes Star Trek, is Worf in all of the Star Trek series, and so we were very grateful to get Michael. When we sent him the script, he accepted it because he liked the script, but also because he said he'd had a similar experience.
Interesting.
So it resonated personally for him.
Well, I think what I take away from this and many of the films in the festival this year that I've seen is that we're still dealing with this story.
Yeah.
And this one handles it in such a way, and I love that you research, and I know how much you research, to get the tone right. And this isn't a blazing in your face story. It's not a story of strife. It's just this really heartfelt piece of life. And I think that's what you do very well.
Thank you.
Is to put that out there from a very female perspective. What's it like being a woman in film today?
Well, it's such an interesting question, because I'm always surprised that there should be any issue of women in film.
Correct.
I've always been surprised all my life that there should be any issue of women in anything.
Correct.
I was brought up I really was kind of mentored by my father, who was an academic, and I went for a little while. I got a master's degree and all of that. And I was always brought up by him to think that there was nothing I couldn't do. And I've always felt that way. So I get surprised every time I realize the small percentage still of particularly women directors. I mean, the Oscars were such that the director from Little Women was not nominated.
Right.
I found that shocking.
Yes, I know many people did.
Because that was such a beautifully directed film. So, yes.
Well, I think you're cutting a nice swath for us, and I think women's films are different.
Yes.
They come across incredibly with a different voice and a different light, an incredibly different tone like this, and that tone is starting to be heard.
Yes.
So thanks for paving the way for that.
Absolutely.
Where can people keep up with this film and you?
Well, I have a couple of websites that they can check out. One of them is my general website, because besides being a filmmaker, I'm also a playwright and a teacher, and an author also. So they can go to www. And then my name, Dale Griffiths, that's with a THS, Stamos.com, and they'll kind of see everything that I'm involved with. My production company, which is Venice Sky Productions, they can also go to a website for that, which is Venice Sky PRODS.com, and they can see all the on either one. They can see all the trailers for all 6 of my films.
Wonderful.
And see the festivals they've been in.
And please go check it out. She does great work. You will love everything that she puts out, because it does have that wonderful voice behind it. And stay tuned. We're going to have another incredible filmmaker in the seat after this. Hashtag Sedona Film Fest 2020 and Sedona Film Fest 26. And we'll catch you very shortly.